What's up, everybody? This is DJ Lionhead, and this is the Support Your Boy podcast. Man, this is a guest I've been wanting to have since like maybe my first or second episode. I've been trying to get this brother on here for many moons, many moons. He means so much in my career and so many other people's career. There's so much to tell you about him. He is a beat maker, music producer. He is a rapper himself. Yeah, there's so many other jobs this man has we don't even know about. He is what I like to call Long Beach's finest. He representative. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. He is the one. Some people call him a scatterbrain, but he is the one and only Sesmatic in the building, baby. Yeah.
What's up with it? What's up? What's cracking? It's the G homie Sesmatic.
So good to have you on here, bro. So good to have you on here.
Man, it's good to be on here, man.
Yeah. So, for those people who don't know about your greatness, how did you get the name Sesmatic?
Well, the Sesmatic come from the name Ses, which breaks down to just same everyday style. You know, regardless of what, I'm always be me, and then just put on it because it's come from the word automatic. So it's just automatic for me to be me. So it's Sesmatic.
Okay. Yeah. See, I'll tell you guys this. This man knows me very well since the beginning of my career. Whether I was DJing, doing shows with him, and things of that nature. One thing I never told anybody about before I was DJing and doing shows is that I was kind of known to stress out about shows when we just putting them on. And I needed somebody kind of that equalizer who was calm during the shows. This is the brother I was able to do it. My show back in the day. I was sitting there like, oh no, this man like this was like, we got this, it's cool. And that's how we got through shit.
Yep. Stay cool, calm head, man.
I bet you think there you go. This nigga going here tripping again. It's gonna work out. Just like you said, it always worked out. Yeah. That's the way it was. Man. So there's so many things I wanted to ask you, but let me start some of these podcast questions I have to ask you. This was one of them, we call it. It's a segment called "What's Your Preference?" Because you are a rapper and a beat maker. We have a lot of questions, but these are questions. What is called "What's Your Preference?" Meaning, what's your preference when you're on stage? Because I've seen you on stage. Do you like things to be this way? Like to think about that way? And then this is also about what's your preference when it comes to your writing style. Do you write like this? Do you write like that? You know what I mean? Let us know what's up, okay?
Okay.
The first question is, when Sesmatic is on stage, what's your preference if you had it your choice? Wireless mic or corded mic?
Wireless mic.
And why?
Yeah, give me the wireless mic. I'm a sea walker, so man, I got to move around for the wireless mic.
Yeah. Okay. This one's about your writing style. Sesmatic, what's your preference when you write today? 12 bars or 16?
Okay. I come from the 16 school, so off top, I'm gonna write a 16. But if the beat calls for a 12, then I might just give it a 12. I like to feel the beat and see what the beat calls for. And then go on.
That's a professional ass answer. I think it was a big game knows that. Okay, so
because sometimes the beat dictates how you set your style and stuff. I like to ride the beat, so I let the beat kind of dictate which way I'm gonna go. So yeah, sometimes it's 16, sometimes it's 12, but off top though, I'm a 16.
Got you. Okay, so I want to move on to it's the same segment, but it's going to be more to your stage presence. Okay,
Okay.
uh, that's matter if you on stage and you notice there is a line of women up front on the stage. You're like, damn, it wasn't never like this when I, on the past. But when
Mhm.
you were single, you performing it, and you notice there's a big front row of just women, right? They going crazy for you, and you start to see underwear fly up on the stage. Sesmatic, what's your preference? That they throw bras or panties?
They don't throw anything. Everything throw their bras. Some of them.
If you catch him with a new single on stage, then he has his preference.
Oh yeah, some of them ain't too clean out there, man. I don't want to put no pennies on this.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, so that was the segment here for the what's your preference here? But now I'm asking some questions more that I wanted to know. And I think people would like to know also.
Okay.
For example, I see you online, and I'm pretty sure you be online looking at stuff that's dope and not dope. Sesmatic. Name a hip hop trend that you see that's going on right now that you get kind of tired of seeing.
I'm tired. I was just this little video come through. I'm tired of hearing that. What's that damn thing? That dude. Everybody doing a little dance. It's some. What is he going? It's out from the deuce, the blip, the funk, the something like that.
8 to 9 up from the deuce, the four, the bigs to 8 to 9 up from the deuce, the four, the bigs to 8 to 9 up from the deuce, the four, the bigs to 8 to 9.
But every other video I done flipped on in that video, I'm tired of seeing it now. I'm just and I know it's a new thing with them doing their dance trends and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean after 2-3 of them, it's like different watch them now. Just someone to do something different.
For real. Okay. Out of your song, if you had a choice to perform this Friday, and you can perform any song you want, new or old, what's your all-time favorite song to perform on stage?
Actually, I got two. They old songs. My all-time favorite song, of course, is "My Baby." My first one, "Smoke That." Any and every chance I get to perform and play that, I do that one. And my other one is my other guys. Yeah, man, Weekend Bets, man. I have fun with that song. I love seeing people's reaction when I play that song or when they hear that song or when they start to hear what the words actually saying. So that's one of the songs I like to perform.
I'll let y'all know. If y'all know Sesmatic, you ain't never heard of the two songs, check that shit out. Check this shit out everywhere. It's on Spotify, Tidal, iTunes. You can go ahead and check it out. It's dope. You see why it's his favorite. You gonna hear why it's his favorite.
Yeah.
For those people who don't know, this is a man who definitely consumes the cannabis. I would say, way before I did. But now, you've been messing with it for the longest time. You are a real stoner, I would say.
Yeah.
So, of course, you know the differences between California weed and where you are now in Minnesota. Are you, first of all, are you able to get any California weed out there? And number two, if you couldn't get it, does it compare to California weed?
Yes and yes. The weed game now is so different than what it used to be, especially with I gotta give it to some of these YNs out here. They out here moving things, man. So they out here taking the risk and taking the chance, going from state to state. You know, as old heads, we've been there, done that. We ain't on that missions no more. But you know, as long as these young heads out here are still going state to state, moving around, it's circulating. It's circulating around. And like I said, it's not like it used to be back in the day. It was. We had stress. We had nickel bands and funk. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like you can pretty much go anywhere and just say so. It's not really that hard to find no bar, but the only thing you got to do
My bad to interrupt.
street
You
marketing.
fuck with the dispensaries out there?
Say what?
My bad. Do you be fucking with the dispensaries out there?
Out here in Minnesota, they don't have the dispensaries yet like that. You still gotta have medical for some of the dispensaries out here. It's a few of them that's lurking, but they not nowhere near where I'm at. They like too far for me to be going. So I just still deal with your neighborhood local pharmaceutical distributor.
Okay. That's a good shit to know. A lot of people know that. Some people gonna go to Minnesota. I don't see them in the dispensary. What I gotta do? You know what I mean? So
Yeah, they out here. They out here, but you just gotta look for them, and they ain't nowhere like right corner. Like when I went to back home, and I went down to LA, man, they was all around. My brother stayed like right down the street. I could step out his house and look down the street and see the dispensary. So it was like, okay, yeah. Out here, it just because it just became legal for like a year now, maybe a year and a half now. So it's still in its infant stage. This is still growing and stuff. So they still trying to figure out what's right and what's wrong with the laws and stuff like that. So it's give it a couple more years and it'll be booming like everywhere else.
got it. That makes sense, though. Can you tell us what the most funniest times you ever had on stage? Whether it happened to you or somebody else.
Oh wow, let's see. Oh, okay. Well, I can say it happened to me. And you're gonna remember this one. We was at River's Edge. Yeah, we was at no, we was at yeah, that was River's Edge in West Sac, right?
Yeah, it was a River's Edge, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we was at River's Edge. The old lady. The old lady that kept hitting on me that whole damn night. I'm gonna give it 2 drinks. Slid me her phone number and everything. Yeah, that was
It's so hard.
that was the funniest night. And thanks to you,
That was funny.
and thanks to you encouraging her, she go, oh, go ahead, DJ, before you go ahead, like man, I'm trying to so I can get away from her. And you tell oh, no, no, go ahead. But yeah, that was kind of one of the most
That was hella funny. Oh man, we had some good times, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what would you say would be the most difficult thing about making a song today?
The most what?
The most difficult part about making a song for you at this time?
Making a song for me at this time. I don't know. I can't really say nothing's difficult really. It's probably just I guess when I get down to the background of it, the editing parts and stuff like that, because the actual making of the songs and stuff, I still have fun with that. That's still part of my passion. That's still what drives me to do it and stuff, creating the music and putting it all together. But I guess the hardest part would actually be editing and stuff like that, mastering it and doing all the little critiquing and stuff like that with it.
Gotcha. Because I'm an artist myself. I work on things. I have this issue. I like to ask people this because I like to puzzle piece my problem to get it fixed. Which is, what is Sesmatic? What is Sesmatic way to get rid of writer's block?
Writer's block? I don't really. Okay, I experience writer's block if I go on like a binge writing. I'll sometimes I can write 2, 3, 4 songs at a time, and then I'll be trying to write a fifth, sixth song, and then I'll hit that writer's block. But I feel because I ran out of juice because I just ran through. But writing individual songs, I really don't come through writer's block too much. Because like my boy Lynch said, give me a blank pen and a pad in an hour, and I'll sprinkle some stuff. So my thing would be to say is my number one thing that I've been practicing myself is being calm. When you start to feel like you do it, calm down, go relax yourself, take a break, put it away for a minute, because what you're doing is overworking yourself. You know what I'm saying? We don't be thinking about this stuff when we write this stuff, but that's hard work. You know what I'm saying? And your brain is constantly going. You got other things going on. You're making interferences from elsewhere and other places coming on while you're trying to write and stuff. And you know, stuff could be messing with your creative space. So sometimes you need to just stop, reset, take a break for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Go reset, go chill, vibe. You know what I'm saying? Get back in your zen space or get back into your creative mode again, and then come back to it. You know, but don't panic and start to freak out. That's where we start to mess up and then start writing any old thing and stuff, and start sounding sloppy and stuff because we're trying to force it. Most of the best music comes out when we do it naturally, you know, versus forced.
That makes a lot of sense. I've done that with a couple of songs I threw away where I started to panic. Oh man, I'm losing. What am I going to talk about? I said it on this first verse. I don't know what the second verse going to be. So I start saying shit that's not natural or making shit up that happened to me. You know, back when I had my Lamborghini, some stupid shit like that. You know, so yeah.
A lot of times what I do is when I'm writing rhymes, I never throw them away. I'll always come back to something, because say I wrote a verse, but it didn't fit with nothing else I got. But then 2-3 years down the road, here comes this beat that I have. Like, for instance, when me and you first got together, I cycled through a lot of my old rhymes when I first was hearing the beats, because now I got a fresh set of new beats. So now I'm making me re-inspired to get different motivation off of where I left off at with this verse to finish the song, because now I got a different motivation. I got different beats, because sometimes when you get with the same producer and beat maker, and even when you make a beat yourself, you do get stuck in a particular style of beat making, but it's because that's your style of beat making. That's where you're strongest at. So then you hear, so you kind of get used to that. But then when you hear somebody else's or coming from a different perspective, now you get a different motivation. You got a different outlook on it. So go take that same that you wrote 2-3 years ago and rewrite it. And my whole song, this is where you got stuff and stuff. So never throw away your. I tell people that never throw away your music. Always keep it. Even if you feel you got writer's block on this stuff, all right, make a new song, come back. Never throw away. Come back to it down the line. When you sitting there, you think, well, damn, I don't got nothing else to write. Go back to them old songs and look, and they make some motivation to them.
That makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna stop doing that. But we all out there, y'all got some game from Sesmatic. So we throwing one of your verses, even though it sounds whack on this song right here, but you never know what's going to be dope on another. Damn, I can make people know what's whack at the time. You don't really realize that.
Yeah, I got like duffel bag full of just rhymes and just scribbled papers, verses here and there, lines here. Through all of it. And my wife used to tell me, she's like, "Why you got all them using this?" She go back and she'll look and see. She going back, looking through all the rhymes and stuff here, take a piece from there and stuff. But still won't throw away. throw the rhymes. Even though I rewrote and did something else, I still wouldn't throw away until I finally used that verse and put it into a song. And now it's like, okay, now this is done. But still won't throw it away. I'll just archive it.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to get into how you got into beat making. How did that happen?
Beat making, I've always been into beat making. Just that it being a rapper just came first before making the beats came. Then once I had the opportunity to start making my own beats, then I just went on full ahead with it. But yeah, I've always made beats here and there. I just never had. Back in the day, people used to be like stingy with their beat equipment. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't want you making better beats than them. So you can. I got one make the beat for you. Just like, no, let me do like this, do like that. Let me show you how to make the beat. So, back in the day before I started getting real good beat equipment, I really didn't have the chance to make beats that often. So that was just much easier because I could always go to somebody's studio. They gonna let me always come in there and make beats. I had a couple homeboys that let me come in and make beats and stuff, but then they started getting jealous and stuff. Same old story. They, you just do the lyrics. Beats.
I can see that happening too. Especially if you call yourself the best beat maker in the hood, and then you come in there and you start messing around and you're shit is doper. I can see them getting a little jealous because I know you're gonna come like that. Dang.
Right, yeah. I had a homeboy. He let me use his equipment, but he didn't want to show me where he had that. Oh, you gotta just look up like fire or whatever. Like, where you got this sound at? Where you got this sound at? Like, because back then everything was low on the sound base. You had to put in your flash drop, throw this in and pull this sound from there and stuff like that. So it was a little more harder than it was nowadays. Now we got programs that got everything on it. We can sound on there. You can put beats together, grab samples here and there, and it's way easier nowadays to make things back in the day. But yeah, so now I got equipment now and stuff. So now I'm full on making beats because that was always my first passion was making beats versus rapping. But you do what you can to make it.
I get you. Okay, so I remember you told me the story a while ago about studio time and how difficult it was back then compared to it is now. What is the most major difference you've seen today when it comes to studio time compared to when you first started rapping?
Studio time now, I can do it at home versus me having to go out and pay somebody $1 trillion to use their equipment. So, and now that seemed to make some of the studios kind of drop down on their prices too, because it's back in the day they used to try to be dirty with their studio times. Or but you really couldn't blame them because it's like we had no other places to go to record, so we had to pay this $200, $300 studio session. That's why you hear a lot of dudes back in the day. They was like, yeah, we had to go hustle and save up studio time. These young cats looking out like, what? Studio time? In my basement, right my room, and drop a song in like 10 minutes. Like, yeah, it wasn't that easy back in the day. We had to actually go out and find a fucking studio first of all, then discuss how much it was gonna price, and then a lot of times the studio wanted to book you in with a budget and stuff. They wanted you to pay so much up front, and then they give you so many hours of studio time and stuff. It was crazy back then. It was a lot of politics and stuff involved, a lot of money exchange, and a lot of dirty shit going on too. Yeah, to me, so. Yeah. Days it's way easier to do it and stuff. They got some of the programs are a little kiddie-ish, but if you're a beginner, they good. But some of the programs you gotta pay for them, but they more advanced and they way more than you could back in the day. So I'm kind of liking the advanced technology when it comes to beat making.
Okay. What you guys take a lot of you guys do a lot of takes when you first started rapping? Like you guys like, man, you know how today we can take like 50 takes to get a song right. Is that how it was in the beginning of studio time when you first started? You could take a lot of takes, you weren't even tripping?
Yes and no. That's how the people that had the money before the studio time, because they had a lot of takes. Their song came out a little more crispier. It sounded a little bit better versus the dudes that didn't have that much money. We don't got that much time to be in the studio, so we got to make it sound as good. The first 2-3 takes, we can't be up in here doing 15-20 takes because we getting charged by the hour, so but me personally, always did a thing that me and my brothers, we always prep for studios. So what we would do was we would rehearse before we go into the studio. We know exactly what we're gonna do. We know exactly what we're gonna go over. you know, exactly how it's supposed to sound and stuff. So by the time we go into the studio, it's already lights, camera, action. We're not coming here to play around. We're coming here to actually do our work and get it down, because we know we only got so much time and we wanted to sound a certain way. So we practice rehearse already and try to get most of the mistakes out the way. So that way, when we come to the studio, we're already studio ready. We know who's going to go up. We know who's going to, how long that person verse is going to be. And, you know, and little things like that, just to make sure that we was getting the most out of our studio time.
Yeah. Oh, man. So I bet you would be mad as hell if one of your brothers just couldn't get a verse right and the time was almost up. You ever had that kind of situation?
Yeah, we do. We had those situations a few times, and that particular person just, if it was able, just pay for the extra time because they know they was the ones taking up the time, so they would pay for it. Or like when we did our first album, we actually cut a deal with the person, so we had paid for so many hours of studio time because we was doing the whole album with that person, so we had time to actually come in. If we didn't finish on this particular day, we can come back the next day and finish it, because we had a set time, days and hours and stuff that we was actually dealing with him. So that one was a little bit different, because we did pay that big chunk of money to actually produce the album and the record with him. So, but everything after that we did all on our own. So it was even more smoother, because we started really getting to it and figure out the ins and outs of it actually working.
Yeah, them times were tougher back then.
Yeah,
of course. My studio time, of course, when we started doing music, by the time the studio programs came out, like, you know, the Logic, the Fruity Loops, stuff like that. When that came out, that's when I started working in music. So you definitely was in the game recording before me.
Yeah, we were still using beat machines and stuff like that, man. We had,
Yeah. Oh, it was a subject I want to bring up to you. I saw this post on Instagram. We talked a little bit about this, and I want to bring it up to you, and I want to know your opinion on it. All right. So, there was this post where this brother said, "Hey, if you're a music artist, if you record music and you sell your music on spot, for royalties on Spotify, blah 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 blah. He goes, I'm gonna give you a platform that you know about, that you don't expect to, but you can make some serious money, in distribution of it." He said that, you know how Spotify pays you 0.1% for your each stream. Well, this platform will pay you up to 80 cents per stream, which is a lot of money. Now, here's the thing. It's going to be weird. You don't expect. He said the platform is OnlyFans.
Okay.
Yeah. OnlyFans has music section. So what he was saying is OnlyFans pays you way more, right? They pay you way more for people streaming your music videos. So you can put up music videos up in there on your page. You can have your music played on there. You can, I think there's a streaming section there, I believe, on OnlyFans. I'm looking more into this. I'm still finding all this out. And he was saying, and he said you can go live on there on OnlyFans and do like shows too. Now, the fact that you can make that kind of money is great. Like, why ain't everybody doing it? I think this is the hard part. Let's just say you record your new song and you put it on OnlyFans, right? What's your brother gonna say in Long Beach? Hey, bro, check out my OnlyFans music page. You're like, oh, you a freaky ass thing. I ain't trying to check that. That's the problem.
It's the narrative of OnlyFans.
But what he was saying, OnlyFans was meant originally for you to push your content on people who only fuck with you. Not who don't know you, people who don't fuck with you. It ain't about that. It's for people to subscribe who fuck with you and you only. Now, of course, the porn part of it was making so much money they can't ignore it. But that wasn't the planned idea. The planned idea is whoever fucks with Sesmatic, let's get the people who fuck with Sesmatic to be on here and pay him handsomely for bringing that content and shit like that. That's how.
It's in the name itself, OnlyFans. So that right there says it all. This is OnlyFans. So if you're not a fan, you shouldn't be here. But so
right. So it does make sense.
I was actually thinking about doing that and looking into that platform and checking that out.
Yeah, but you know it that the hardest part is pushing your music out and telling them to check it out because they're gonna be like, man, I ain't trying to see your dick, bro. And shit like that.
Right. But that would be easy to change the narrative once they see it more people start to catch on. Yeah, it's gonna be hard at first, but the more people that actually start to do their music through that way, it will start to catch on.
Yeah. So this artist was the first brother I've seen. He's saying that he don't even put his shit on Spotify. He can sell his shit on OnlyFans. And I quadrupled my money that I could have made on Spotify and Apple. He just people fuck with me. They get their music there, and it's the shit. Now he goes there, it blows up there, and he probably still has some movies on Spotify, but that's not where his money's coming from. It's coming from OnlyFans. I just see it. Only thing is, once they, I believe that once they break the chain of it's only for porn only, if you can break that out of everybody, it will be a gold mine.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, once you can change the narrative on it, yeah, it's just like to be more and more artists are gonna have to start using that platform, and then it will actually, because that's how it changed the narrative towards the porn field, because more and more people start going there for that, and they start catching on, and they start saying they can make money. If something else goes on there and start catching on like that, it would change their narrative. Like, oh, okay, it's not this what it is. But of course, that's what they think now.
Yeah, that's where they make their money. If you think about it, if you can even Google this, which kind of video is the most in all of the internet? And the answer is porn. There's more porn than any video. Like, cat videos? There ain't no more cat videos much as there is porn. So, of course,
everybody knows sex sells. Sex sells, like everybody knows.
Yeah. So, of course, that's how that page made so much money. And it makes sense they pay that amount so they get money like that. You know what I mean? They can afford to pay you out like that.
Right. And you got to look at it too, man. That's another way to reach a lot more fans and stuff, because you got people that's already on there and they're flipping through, scrolling through, and they happen to see old stuff on there. So, hey, I'm already on here. Might as well click on here and see what this is about, So, yeah, I've been thinking about that the last couple of days. That's funny you said that.
I think about this all day today. Now, only thing I can come up with kind of how you tell somebody to go check you out there. I haven't figured that part out.
I just flat out tell them, and then when they look at you strange, explain to them like, look here, no, it's strictly music. Like, so you're a fan, right? So it's strictly
music, bro. For real, good music. What's going on in the background?
Now, when you go on anywhere else on there, you do what you want to do. That. So when you click on my account, on my thing, it's just music.
Yeah. Right. It's something to look into. I think it is.
I think so too. Now you telling me about somebody else had the idea, you agreeing with that? Yeah, that confirms it for me. That I think that would be that's something I'm gonna have to look into and see what's up with that, because that's a serious platform also. That it reaches some people.
Yeah, we're making money on that motherfucker. Of course it is. Of course, more people making in porn.
Right, but shit, why not?
Right. Shit. I mean, the thing is since they're paying so well, and of course nobody in the porn and shit really complaining because they're making good money there. So obviously, this brother who I saw that video of is making good money doing that. And he said, I'm not doing no porn stuff, just music videos. He's going live, and once they subscribe, you gotta give him some content every day.
Right. But I mean, hey, I feel like though, as an artist though, you need to reach out as far as you can, especially nowadays with the internet being what it is and social media what it is. You have a broad reach. It wasn't like then when we was selling tapes out the back of our cars and we was just local. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have that ability to reach out to the next city unless you was able to drive over to that city and stuff. Then you had to deal with the politics and whatnot. Who was you selling out? You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like back in the day where it was much harder to reach a broader audience. Now it's so easy to reach a broader audience. They got all these platforms. I feel like, yeah, if you out there, you doing it. Yeah, touch every platform you can. Who knows what platform is going to be the one that actually makes you hit, because you have people from every walks of life going on all these platforms. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got so many platforms, because it's catered to different people and different things. So hey, sprinkle yourself out there, you know what I'm saying, all the way you can, especially with music. Is I feel there's no such thing as spreading yourself too thin when you pushing your music out there. You know what I'm saying? Because who knows where it is. Like when I was looking at some of my things, most of my hits and stuff when I was first doing Smoke was coming from New Zealand. I had no idea that people in New Zealand would be listening to my music like that, but most of my hits and stuff was coming from New Zealand. So you never know who or where your music gonna hit at. You know what I'm saying? So push it out there from any platform. If it's OnlyFans, hey, if you can get you a slot on Pornhub or whatever, slide it out there too. You know what I'm saying? You never know who. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, man. So, yeah, this is something to look into. I'm glad I speaking to somebody like you who can kind of see a vision moving, you know, and that vision is possibly turn into an opportunity to get some paper. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Because I'm all for the development and growth of music. You didn't care. Music, you can't see it just steadily growing and growing and growing. And that's how it's gonna grow. We gotta push it out there to reach people. You know, them little villages in Zimbabwe that ain't nobody touched. You know what I'm saying? We gotta reach out there to them too. So hey, this is the perfect way to do it.
Yeah, but, you know, they gonna be shocked. You know, you niggas fucking with us. And yeah, they don't know that. Yeah, we is fucking with us.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna ask this question. Sesmatic, if there's any chance I can get you back on this podcast?
Yeah, sure, man. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Just let me know what day and time.
Okay, so everybody, I want to make sure you go ahead and follow Sesmatic on what platform should they follow you at first?
I'm out there. I'm out there, man. Google Sesmatic. You'll see I'm on everything possible. Like I said, I like to spread myself out there. If it's new, actually, matter of fact, you let me know what platform you want me on, and I'll be on that platform. If you can't find me on your favorite platform, let me know, and I'll get on your favorite platform.
Yeah, where can they find you if they want to check out your music? Man, this nigga sound like his music might be dope. So, how would I find out? When I spell it, just Sesmatic, SVE. Well, how do you spell it? How do I do that?
SESMATIC, one word, Sesmatic.
Okay, you can find Sesmatic on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, wherever you listen to your music. He got so much goddamn music. He got, believe it or not, he got more music than I do. That's true. But he got way more songs than I do. So yeah, everybody, I want you guys, thank you guys for coming to support your boy podcast. Make sure you follow Sesmatic. And if you only watching this episode because you fuck with Sesmatic and don't know who the fuck I am, do me a favor. Make sure you go on YouTube and go ahead, not only like and subscribe to the episode because you fuck with Sesmatic, you're watching it, but go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. Because I can only make this episode of Sesmatic bigger with your help. So make sure you go ahead and follow me, subscribe on YouTube, and go ahead and share. You make this episode dope as fuck to the rest of the world to see how dope this nigga is. You know what I'm saying? So I want to thank you, Sesmatic, for coming to support your boy podcast. We gonna holler after this. We gonna get this on again, but I want to thank you for coming on support your boy podcast. Until next time, bro.
Hey, for sure.